My name is Phil Goode. I'm the mayor of Prescott and your host today for a special edition of Prescott Today. We have a great show for you today. We'll be talking to Michelle Stacy-Schroeder with the Prescott Veterans Day Parade. You're the coordinator.
Yes, sir.
Michelle Stacy-Schroeder is with the City of Prescott Recreation Services Department. She'll talk to us about the Veterans Day Parade on November 11th. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you for having me, Mayor. As always, it's a pleasure.
Now, before we talk about the parade, tell us about your role with the City of Prescott.
So I work for the Recreation Services Department. I am the administrative supervisor. I oversee the programming office with reservations and sports leagues. I also handle the special events for the City of Prescott. That's events that are on city property and at Prescott Mile High Middle School in conjunction with the school district.
Well, that's certainly a full-time job, is it not?
It keeps me very, very busy.
Now, Michelle, I know that you're also a veteran, as is your husband, so I want to thank you and your husband for your service to the country.
Thank you.
As a veteran and as city employee, what does it mean to you to lead this committee for the Veterans Day Parade in Prescott?
I am very honored, number one. It's very humbling for me. I never make it about myself. It's a way for me to show my appreciation for those that served before me, that served with me, and served after me. To thank them for their service, because you and I both know it's not very easy sometimes. So it's really important for me to bring a veteran aspect to the parade and make it as special as possible for those that we're honoring.
Well, I know that Prescott was recently named one of the most patriotic cities in Arizona, if not the whole country, and the Veterans Day Parade has a lot to do with that. So let's talk a little bit more about specifics of the parade itself. I know the Veterans Day Parade used to be over at the VA Medical Center.
Correct.
Can you share the history of that parade and when and how it moved to downtown Prescott?
Sure. Back in 2013, the VA found, after the 2012 parade, found that it had really outgrown the area. They were limited on the amount of participants they could have, limited on parking for people, spectators, to come and watch. And so the city approached them to kind of partner with them to bring it to the downtown area. We were able to gain more participation, more spectator viewership, and it's really grown. In 2016, I took over as coordinator, and it just grows every single year. I mean, last year I believe we had 110 entries. And this year we're right at about 76. We've allowed it to grow and be more meaningful, more impactful since 2013.
I imagine moving it to the Courthouse Plaza area and being able to have the whole parade route dramatically allowed more people to attend and participate.
Yes, very much so.
So tell us about this year's parade. What's the date and time?
So the Veterans Day Parade will be on Veterans Day, which is Friday, November the 11th. The parade will actually start at 11 a.m. This year, as we did last year, starting at 10 o'clock on the 10th, we have cadets from Embry-Riddle Air Force and Army ROTC that will be doing a 24-hour guard duty on the Soldiers Memorial on the west side of the Yavapai County Courthouse Plaza. They will be doing that for 24 hours. I think they change shifts about every half hour. They will finish that at 10 a.m. on Friday the 11th, and then they will walk over to the main stage at Cortez and Union, and they will perform a flag folding ceremony in which we will read what each fold of the flag represents. And then at that time, when they are done, we will then present the flag to a veteran that we select, and then we have our opening ceremony at 10:30, followed by the parade starting at 11. This year, we are honoring our Vietnam veterans. Every year, we sit as a committee almost instantly, as soon as the previous year is done, to talk about what our theme is going to be for the next year. And we were unanimously in favor of honoring our Vietnam veterans. It's been way too long. We wanted to do it with class, do it with style, and really bring about the respect that they so rightly deserve. And so that's why we've chosen our Vietnam veterans as our main focus point for the Veterans Day Parade.
Well, as a Vietnam combat infantry veteran myself, I realize how meaningful that is. So I really applaud you for that. I know some of the reports I've read is anywhere from 40 to 60% of the Vietnam veterans who served have already passed away. So it's certainly meaningful to be able to have that recognition. So we are looking at maybe 80 plus in this year's parade number of entries.
We're hoping for more than 80. We're hoping for more than 110. Last year we were the biggest one in the state. We had more than Phoenix. And we just want to keep increasing our numbers year by year. I talked a little bit about what our theme is, but our actual theme motto is honoring the Vietnam veterans, those that served, and the 58,479 that didn't return. That was very impactful for us, very meaningful for us. We wanted to bring attention to that. And so we have some things up our sleeves that will come about, and people will be in awe on the day of the parade. I'm not going to spill any secrets today, but it's prepared to be moved, to be emotional, and to be proud of the rich military history that the United States has developed for years, and it's just going to be an amazing day.
Well, I thank you for that, and so I won't ask you to reveal any secrets here, but at least in the past parades that you've worked on, can you describe any of your favorite or special entries?
I love being a veteran. I love the military movement, marching and cadence, and so I really enjoy the ROTC units from Embry-Riddle, both Army and Air Force. The Prescott High School, they actually partner with Lamb Chevrolet, and that big flag that you see flying at Lamb Chevrolet, the cadets from Prescott High School actually carry that. I love the bands. I love the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts that hand out cards and cookies and flags prior to the start of the parade. I just love seeing the groups that come out and really hit home on the theme of the parade. There's going to be some good ones this year. Just in reviewing some of the applications and the scripts and pictures of what they're going to be doing, it's going to be really, really neat to see. And there's going to be, the judges are going to have their hands full because it's going to be hard to select who's the best in each category.
Who are the judges this year?
We have Mary Ann Suttles, we have Representative Quang Nguyen, we have Mitch Padilla, we have Ken Bennett, and Penny Paletto. Looking forward to having them all back, and they're going to have their hands full because there's going to be a lot of great entries.
That's difficult to be able to make those determinations of who's the best in whatever category, right?
Right. Yeah. Our opening ceremony is going to be full of representatives and distinguished guests. And
who's the keynote speaker this
so
year?
This year we have asked Representative Quang Nguyen to be our keynote speaker. We picked him because he was just a young boy during the Vietnam War, and in hearing him speak when he's at political events, and even last year he was a judge for the Veterans Day Parade, he got up and just wanted to say how much he appreciates our servicemen and women, what their impact had on his life during the Vietnam War. And so we thought it would be fitting to have him speak about that particularly, how, you know, the freedom that he's been allotted because of our entrance into the war and the stuff that we did to help get him to where he is today. So I'm looking forward to hearing his speech.
I've heard a number of his speeches and presentations, and it's very powerful and moving. Tell me about your committee members. This is a very big undertaking. I'm sure it takes a lot more than you to pull it off.
It is, and without them, I tell them every year as soon as the parade is done, it wouldn't be a parade without them. Mm-hmm. We have Patty Ezell, who is very involved in the community with different committees, the PDP, and she does most of the announcing at most of the parades. We have Barb Boyer and her husband John Boyer. They help in the staging area, and they are the ones that keep the parade moving. We have Denise Mackey, who also assists with that. We have the Prescott Vet Set Club, who helps tell people where they need to go for the staging area. Rick Gray is their point of contact, and he helps with the special parking for the handicap and for the people that are in the opening ceremonies and stuff like that. We have Lynn Dennison, who helps put all the scripts together for the announcers. Mm-hmm. And then we have Penny Fincher, who helps me with the lineup and keeps, you know, everything, make sure everybody's accounted for. We have Tracy Peters, who works for Safeway. She has been very helpful, you know, making sure that there's water for the judges and donuts for the staff because we're out there so early. Mm-hmm. But she also helps keep the momentum of the parade on the route, tells people when to stop at the stage and when to keep going. Her and her husband Dwight. We also have Pat Kirkendall, who helps out, helps get sponsors, helps with transportation. We also have members from the VA that help us out as well. They're instrumental in helping, especially with the cadets that are doing the guard duty. Mm-hmm. We have to keep them fed. We have to keep them organized, make sure the trash is picked up. And, you know, the VA has always been a willing supporter, and, you know, we do it together. And then we have Darla DeVille from APS, mm-hmm. who not only are they the title sponsor, but whatever we need, she's there with trash boxes and trash bags and breakfast burritos and ideas. And so it's just a really strong committee. These people know what they're doing. They've done it long before I took over. Mm-hmm. And so just using their expertise and their knowledge has really helped me. And like I said earlier, it wouldn't be a parade without them. So
well,
I'm very
I know
appreciative.
Darla from APS is an Army veteran as well. So you mentioned APS and Lamb Chevrolet.
For our sponsors.
Right. So what other sponsors have contributed?
We have Foothill Bank.
Mm-hmm.
We have Prescott Valley Ace Hardware. We have Summit 4x4, the Vet Set. They allow us to do things a little bit better. We have to pay for sound on the stage. We have to help cover the costs for portable toilets in the staging area, use of the county courthouse. So the sponsors have been an integral part of this whole process, because without them it would be much smaller.
Well, it's the parade itself is something the city is very, very proud of, and not only are we America's Christmas city, but I think we're America's veteran city too.
We have a very, very large population of veterans in this area.
Yeah, I've always said that arguably we probably have the highest percentage of veterans in any community in the United States, excluding those communities that are around military bases.
Right.
Approaching 18% of our population are veterans. That's remarkable.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the details. Where will the main stage be, and maybe talking about the overall route of the parade?
Sure. The main stage will be at the intersection of Cortez and Union Street. We will have veteran seating directly across on the courthouse plaza. Under tents, we have chairs and whatnot for veterans and their spouses. The parade route will actually start at the corner of Cortez and Willis Street. It'll head south on Cortez to Goodwin, across Goodwin, and then north on Montezuma back up to Willis. Great seating around the courthouse plaza. We will have announcers on the main stage. We'll also have an announcer's booth in front of Matt's Saloon on Whiskey Row. We are working with another radio station to have an announcer's table on Cortez Street, kind of by the office, like in the middle, by the crosswalk, so that people that are sitting down there can hear, the entries and what they're representing. Lots of places to be able to watch. We also have, we'll be having it Facebook live streamed. We are working with AZ Family 7 to come in and record, and so they'll air it on their station as well. We will also have it broadcasted on cable channel 64, so people can watch it on there as well if they can't make it downtown. So lots of opportunities to be able to watch and follow along with the parade. KYCA is going to be helping out with the live stream as well.
Yeah, I know that they mentioned they're going to cover it live.
Yes.
So what about parking? Obviously, there are a lot of people coming up from the valley to be and to attend this.
Just like any other event in the downtown area, you kind of have to get in where you fit in. Highly recommended that you park south of Gurley Street. You can park on Marina. There's the county lot right there at the top of Union Hill. We will have some handicap parking on Union for guests that have need handicap accessibility. Also, the city parking lot at City Hall, that can be used. Anywhere, South Cortez, even the parking garage will be open. So if you're coming from the west side of town, you can park on Granite in the parking garage. And a lot of people park over in the Sprouts parking lot and walk down. So lots of places to park. You just recommend you get there early.
Well, I know one of the initiatives I just completed was identifying over 110 parking spots within 2 blocks of the courthouse plaza. They used to be restricted to 2 hours. So now they're freed up for long-term parking, and I'm sure a lot of our visitors will be appreciative of those.
Very much so.
Can people bring pop-up tents? Should they be concerned about, a nice sunny day? Or even a rainy day, I suppose.
When the sun comes over the buildings on the east side, it could be really hard on the eyes. So if you would like to bring an easy up, you're more than welcome to. Recommend bringing chairs if you are just out and about and you kind of don't have a chair. You can bring a blanket. There is a little bit of seating allowed on the street. Right up against the curbs, but dress in layers, wear your red, white, and blue, come out and support our veterans, stay warm, but yeah, umbrellas, easy ups, chairs, blankets.
And I imagine any veteran who wants to appear in their uniform would probably be well acknowledged.
Yes, we are working with a couple different organizations that are welcoming any and all veterans who want to be in the parade to join them.
Is there anywhere that people who want to find out more information about all the details you just described can find that out?
Yes, on the city website, which is prescott-az.gov. We actually have a box down at the bottom of the page that talks about the 2022 Veterans Day Parade. And we're going to be pushing more information in the coming days to really get it out there to spectators so that they can come down and watch.
Well, I want to thank you, Michelle, for being my guest here on Prescott Today.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure to have you, and we're certainly looking forward to another great Veterans Day parade here in the city of Prescott.
We are too.
So thank you for all you do. Thank you. Extend my thanks to all your committee members and everybody that puts in all these hours to make this such a special parade. So I'm Prescott Mayor Phil Goode, and thanks for watching another edition of Prescott Today.